All right, I want to talk to you a little bit about dealing with impatience. Um, this is something that hits hard on new people, new mycologists. It's hard to leave something alone and wait for mycelium to grow and to colonize and when you're waiting for pins, it's like, oh my God, where these pins are not coming, and is it never gonna happen? And it's it messes with your head. It's a bit of a problem, and there are a few things I do and I've done in the past and I keep doing to deal with uh, the issue of impatience. Um, and like I've said before, impatience leads to fear because then you're afraid that you get impatient. This isn't growing, so let me fix it or do something so it grows. And you end up messing things up. So impatience leads to fear, and fear leads to wanting to control, and wanting to control leads to messing everything up. So how do I deal with impatience? Early on, I noticed that all the mistakes I made and all the stuff that I messed up was because of impatience. So I do several things. One is I always have several projects going at the same time. If you have only one project, only one little thing, only, let's say you're growing something on agar and that's the only thing you're doing, if that goes to hell, it's horrible. If you're only growing one species of mushroom, or you're just doing this one single grow, it messes with you, because if anything goes wrong, all your eggs are in that little basket, and it sucks. So it's good to have something growing on agar, and then something colonizing your rice, and some things spawn to bulk, that's going on as well. Um, Different species of mushrooms, and at different stages, so that way when you're working on one stage of this happening, you're checking on your agar, and at the same time you're taking care of what's growing in your bulk substrate. That alone helps a lot, because you always have something going on, and you're not hyper focused on one little thing, and anxious about this one little thing. So that helps a lot. Another thing that helps a lot, and I already put out a video on this, is keeping track of everything, labeling everything with the dates, and different stages, like I've shown in my video on labeling everything. And there I also talk about having a journal. You should have a mycology journal or a grow journal, because that way you can write down, okay, what substrate did I use, what casing layer did I use, what the timelines, and it's easy, because what you do is, let's say you have a couple of things happening at the same time, or a couple of tubs. Let's say you have 3 tubs growing. You just put a number on each one with Sharpie or with the labels I showed you how to make, and you have, each tub has a number. So then on your journal, you can write down everything else. You don't have to put everything on the tub. You put on tub number 1, I did this. This was my casing layer, this was my spawn, this was the type of grain that I used. All that stuff goes there on your journal under tub number 1, and then the dates. You could put everything starting from agar, if that's what you did. When did I colonize agar? When did I go from agar to my rice, to my grain? When did I inoculate my grain? What date did I go spawn to bulk and took that grain and put it into the bulk substrate? What date did it pin? then what date did I harvest, what date did I harvest and dunk in water, rehydrate, and then what date did it pin again a second time, how many flushes did I get. Let's say you got 3, 4, 5 flushes from tub number 1, and then tub number 2 gave you only 2 flushes. Well, what was the difference? Did you do everything the same? If you did everything the same, there's no way to know. But if you used a different substrate, or on one you used popcorn as your grain, and the other one you used rice or something else, birdseed, whatever. So later on, let's say you have some issue with one tub months later, and you can go, I think I had this issue once. What did I do? Go back to your logbook, and see, and then you can put like asterisk or something if you have issues, label it, you can highlight, and you can get creative. So then you can go, oh, see, I use, let's say, popcorn. Popcorn, and this one didn't give me as many flushes, or didn't give me as strong of a flush, or as much yield. But then when I did it with brown rice, it did, and I got a better yield, or flushes, or whatever. And then you can say, okay, from now on, I'm gonna do rice because it works better than popcorn. It's just an example. I think rice works a bit better than popcorn myself, but that's probably why this came to my mind. But that's what I'm talking about. The log is a very useful and important tool. I still keep logs. I still label everything, especially when I'm trying something new. I want to have everything written down step by step so I can compare and do all these things. So first thing I do to deal with impatience is have many projects at once. Second is my logbook and labeling everything. Because how does that help with impatience? Because let's say I know that my grain, my Ziploc bags, 8 days they're done, sometimes earlier. So if it's not working, and it's day 10 and still not there, I know, and that something's going on. Why is it running behind? Well, if I hadn't kept track of this, I never would have known. How long does it take for a Ziploc with brown rice to colonize? But now I know. Another thing is contamination. You know, which batches gave you contam? What did you do different? All that stuff. Another example would be agar. If I do an agar transfer, I don't even look at it for 3 days. I'll see some action in 3 days, maybe 2 a little bit, but I just leave it, forget about it for at least 3 days. If it spores to agar, that'll take about 5 days until you even see a little bit of white mycelium going on. So again, because you've done it enough times, because you've documented it and kept notes, you know your timelines, how long things take, so you don't start getting desperate and wondering, what the hell, why isn't this working, blah blah blah, I should change something. No, it's a mindset that all these tools help you develop. It's a mindset of having trust and faith that the process is working. The thing is to cultivate the mindset of not rushing things, of trusting in the process, and trusting that nature will take its toll and do its thing, and the mycelium will grow, and it will colonize, and everything's going to be okay. Don't freak out. Don't try to push things. I heard this quote the other day. You can't push the river. You have to flow with it. You can try and swim against the current, and you're probably going to stay in the same place. You can try to go sideways and all these things in the river, but it's easier to just float down the river and You know, don't go against nature. Let nature do its thing. Like I've always said, facilitate, don't control. Just make sure things are you're facilitating so things can grow and do what they need to do, not pushing it or trying to control. So, but patience is one of your, if not your worst enemy, and it hits hardest to new people. So just try to cultivate that, and you'll feel it. You'll feel it in your heart or in your gut. Oh, you'll. Why isn't this thing working? Why is it taking so long? But following these steps and these tools that I'm giving you will help you. You know, oh, why isn't it growing? Let me look at my log. Wait, it's only been 2 days. Agar, I won't see anything on Agar till the third day at least. I'm fine. We just wait. And it's not clockwork. It's usually 3 days. It could be 4. It could be 5. But yeah, that's another point on patience. Don't try to always find a better way to do it, a better way to do it, a better, faster, better, bigger. Let nature take its course. Flow with the river. Flow with it. Don't be trying to control everything. And that's it. That this is advice that I give to every newbie that starts growing mushrooms, and you'll see it on Reddit when the new guys start posting. What about this? What about that? And people start saying patience. The first thing you need to learn is patience. Everybody says it. So I just wanted to share that with you guys and put it on here. Hope this helps, and keep the mycelium is growing. Peace.